Next up, we'll have Harry Ward, who is a creator at Stache.
Hello, everybody. My name is Harry Ward, and Stache is a fun project that I created about 2 weeks ago to solve my own problem as a product manager / engineer. I spend half of my time writing tickets. Does anybody else write tickets in the room? Yeah. So it's harder for me personally to write a ticket than it would be to like code a demo module that I'd want him to use. Like to explain to someone, I want it to look like this, versus just quickly do it with some CSS and HTML and some JavaScript, it takes a lot longer for me to do that. So, and I also use Slack. Does anybody in here use Slack? Everybody. And there's this big problem with like putting code snippets and things into Slack. I don't know if any of you have tried to scroll up and down through a conversation that goes on 100 tangents, try to find snippets. The snippets are raw code, so you can't really do anything with them. And so what Stache does is it allows you, and it's totally free, and allows you to use Slack with your team and have a place to store rich snippets. They could be just README files. It could be a glorified Google Doc, but it's directly linked to channels or multiple channels. So if I make a comment on on one of these Stache snippets and it's tied to 3 channels, it's going to alert all 3 channels. Okay, and so I'll just give you a quick demo. I'm logged into my team. This is just a demo little Stache account, and these are all the stashes that I've posted. I can filter them by channel or channels. I can also just search. And if I want to create a new one, I just hit post. I'll call it Meteor Dev Shop Demo. This is a tease. And then I get to choose what Slack channels I want to tie it to. I can tie it to multiple. And then if I want to tie it to a private group, I can do that as well. I'll create the snippet. At this point, it tracks anybody who contributes to it. So if one of you guys contributed to this, your picture would be next to there as a contributor. It tracks who's viewing it right now, which is kind of cool. And it started me off with a very basic blank stash. And from here, I can remove or add different Slack channels if I want to. It shows you all the members that are essentially going to receive updates that you post. And then what I can do is I can click edit, and I have a full README, which accepts Markdown or HTML. I have an HTML field where I can put HTML. I have CSS, which I can apply, JavaScript, which I can apply, and then a bunch of templates, which I'm still figuring out what I want to do with this, but it's kind of cool. So this dev shop profile list is a thing that I just created when I was sitting over there, and it includes HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and a quick little README. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this, and you're going to notice that I have the README, the result, which is this, and the ability to do kind of what, this is like the magic of this whole thing is not everybody's in your Slack team that you want to share things with. How big of a pain is it when you're trying to communicate, like link 2 people on a communication channel that you don't want this person in? You know what I mean? So what this allows you to do is have a public link, which you get by clicking run, and this executes everything. So I have JavaScript in here, which is chilling down here, where when I click these buttons, it changes some stuff. So if I click option 1, oops, option 1, option 2. So I have JavaScript executing, CSS executing, HTML, and so now this guy can be like, that's awesome, without logging into Slack, okay? That's awesome. This now goes to every Slack channel that's linked to it without him being a Slack member. It's a great thing to get feedback from people on like one-off projects. Now, let's pretend that this guy said, that's horrible. And one of your engineers hops in and he goes, what's this guy's problem? Okay? The whole team can see this. Slack just blew up. Everyone's like, yeah, what is this guy's problem? But the customer can't see that. So it's like you can have like this back channel of communication about something and only expose what you want to expose to the customer. If you have a Slack account, you can use it for free. I'm open to ideas. It's stache.io, stached.io. And like I said, it's free and it's fun. Any questions?
Spell it again.
What was that?
How do you spell it?
Stach, like mustache, but stashed, ed. With the D, yeah.
I have a question.
Yep.
So that application is going to be available on mobile too?
Yeah.
This question?
Sorry, he asked if it was available on mobile too. I haven't pushed an actual app out, but if you were to share someone a public Stache link, it does render on mobile. They can comment on mobile, and it's not really built to be a standalone app because like the end consumer that you would send stuff to would never download an app to view a single snippet. But does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's also an idea too.
Yeah. For sure.
Great. Thanks a lot.
Yep.